Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today, whenever you're listening, we're in the evening, but hopefully you're in the morning on release day. We're talking about the magic in Practical Magic. Yes, Practical Magic, the movie. No, we're not a pop culture podcast now, but we always talk about pop culture on our podcast. And I suggested, why don't we talk about the magic out of a magical movie for a maternity leave episode? And then I was like, fuck, let's just do it for a regular one.
Right,
so
right.
Here we are, because everybody loves Practical Magic.
Who doesn't?
Right? And if you don't tell us.
Before we get
You'll
started.
break our hearts.
Right, don't. Before we get started, I have to ask you, Amber, if you could recast Practical Magic, would you?
Oh my God, I thought about asking the same thing of you. That's so funny.
I don't know, because Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman just did
you know, and Diane Wiest and Stockard Channing, they are the aunts.
I love that bitch. The one from Grease. Which one's that one?
That's Stockard Channing.
Oh, I love her.
And Diane Wiest. She's the mom from The Lost Boys.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's in quite a bit of things.
She's in a lot of things. She's in Parenthood, which is one of my favorite Steve Martin movies. Because it's such a great movie. Keanu Reeves is so young in it. Sorry,
crazy.
I forgot he was in it until I said it was. Anyway,
the one from Grease, she's also in Where the Heart Is. Did you watch that one about the Walmart baby? Oh my God, I think I told you about it. It's so good. She dies.
I mean, I'm totally aware.
She dies in a tornado.
The girl?
No.
Stockard Channing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, they killed off Natalie Portman. Was it Natalie Portman?
Yeah, it was Natalie Portman. It's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I am aware of the movie. I've just never watched it.
Who the fuck is that guy? Because he plays a villain in a different movie. Wow. He's a well-known actor. I don't know who the fuck he is, but he plays a villain in Never mind. Never mind.
Is he from Where the Heart Is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I can't help. I haven't seen it.
But I mean, the cast is great. If I had to recast anyone, I think it would probably be the guy that she ends up falling in love with, the sheriff. Yeah, for
Are we talking? Oh, yeah. I agree. If I had to recast anyone, the kids, I could do with recasting them. It's fine. I wouldn't necessarily choose to.
Right,
but it wouldn't ruin anything for me. Mm-hmm. Definitely could see recasting Aidan Quinn, even though my mom and I were both like, God, he's so handsome. Because he is. I mean, a river runs through it. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I would probably.
Oh my God!
I would recast him as Cole, the demon from Charmed.
Very similar. You've never seen Nip Tuck, but I have, so
is he
can't do
guy?
it. Oh, he's such a piece of shit.
He's a bad guy in Charmed too.
Yeah, he is, but I guess he becomes good. But in Nip Tuck, he's just a slime ball.
Do you have any specific who would you choose as a?
So are we going from the same time area, It
doesn't have to be.
Mid-90s?
It doesn't have to be. It could be.
If I could recast the love interest... All I can think of right now is Keanu Reeves, because I love him and Sandra Bullock together so much.
I love him. I do. I love him. Maybe not for that role. I don't know why.
No, I just all I can picture together right now is him and Sandra Bullock.
Because of Speed. Is it Speed?
Well, not just Speed, but The Lake House.
And that was him?
That was...
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Oh, yeah. That's
I remember the...
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie
I love them together. And I just brought up Keanu Reeves because he's in Parenthood, not with Sandra Bullock, but that's why he's in my head right now. If I could recast the Aidan Quinn character... I'm not sure, because, if I could recast anybody, I think I might recast Johnny Angelove.
Me too.
I think I would. I'm not sure who. I could see Cole from Charmed as Johnny Angelove, because, again, that actor, just as a general rule, makes me go slimeball.
Is it bad that I want to cast Johnny Angelove as an Italian?
No.
Because I don't think... Is Angelov an Italian last name?
No, he's Slavic. He's Bulgarian.
Oh, duh. She says Bulgarian.
I was actually going to make a joke about how Slavic people are always the bad guys. Can you not leave us alone? You've been persecuting us forever.
I was going to
leave the Slavs alone.
I was going to make a KGB Is that what it is, or is it KBG?
No, KGB. If you're talking about like the Russian Secret Service, yeah.
I don't know if you watched The Office, but there's like this funny ass joke where he's like, knock knock. He's like, who's there? And he's like, the KGB. And there's like the KGB. The KGB waits for no one.
I think I have seen that. I've seen that. All I could think of, you brought up The Office along with the KGB, and I thought of that episode of American Dad where Francine starts working at the CIA with Stan, and it's like The Office CIA version. You know that episode?
No, but it's I thought I've watched every episode up to a point.
Oh, okay. It's so funny.
I bet it is.
It is. I don't want to ruin it.
Don't, because I do want to see it. It's my favorite one. I've watched all the way up until like the little alien
Then
thing.
keep watching, because the episode where they work together, there's a whole like it even starts off with the music for The Office, and like the guys at the CIA are getting like they're a little like awesome. Stan has his gym moments.
Oh my god,
fucking
that's great. He stares into the camera. Oh, I gotta watch it.
Does anybody stare into the camera? I don't know. Like when I said like where he goes off and he's like I took a bit of like, and he's like doing the interview things. Like Jim is the one I think of the most because Jim's interview moments are my favorite.
Right,
when he's like the solo. Him and Pam. I guess Pam would be my second favorite. Right. But anyway, I won't be ruining this if I tell you that in that episode, there's like 3 people in the CIA office who are Chinese spies.
Oh my god.
And they're like undercover as like Swedish guys.
Oh my god. Does anybody know where those codes
are? Yes, if you've ever seen that meme, it comes from that because that's exactly what happened.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Because they make appearances in like later or different episodes.
Yeah, they have really bad blonde wigs. It's really fucking
Oh my god. I actually like the guy that talks for them. I'm pretty sure it's Kim Eun. Or Young, sure. Or I have no idea how the hell to pronounce his name. But I will say, I guarantee you we get a viewer from Russia now.
We've got several Slavic viewers. We've got Ukrainian, we've got Russian, we've got Serbian.
But one of them will be part of the KGB now.
Don't come at me.
Amber said it, not me.
Don't come at me. No, like because of my family history and because of being descendants of Russian royalty, some people in my family are legit afraid of the Russian government because they think that they care that we escaped Russia and they would come after us.
They're about to pull an Anastasia.
Right! Seriously.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, but that's seriously a thought. And but you go, the KGB's listening, and I'm just like, no. Now I have that fear that other people in my family have. Like, no. Don't listen to us. Don't Anastasia me. Also, I will unashamedly admit that because I grew up knowing my heritage, at least on my mom's side, and knowing of my Russian ancestry, I legitimately, until I found out how long ago Anastasia was, I was like, could I be Anastasia?
Did you really?
Like when I was a little kid.
Wait, when did that
when I was a little kid.
No, I mean like when
the movie?
No, when
that happened back in like World War I times.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like a long
But I didn't know that when I was a kid, so I was like, I could be Anastasia. And then I found
you got your like Ariel moment.
I did. And then I found out how long ago, and I was like, well, maybe my grandmother was the Anastasia that like escaped. It could happen.
I wish she really escaped though.
Me too.
The whole thing.
Me too. Oh my god, Anastasia! Like the amount of times that I watched that movie and my children watched that movie growing up.
Bryson really likes it. Bryson really likes it.
Like, yeah. Anywho.
To recast the Angel Love guy.
Angel Love. Sorry. They just do that in the movie. I love that. It's like one of my favorite parts.
Do I know an Italian actor? The only thing that... I know this sounds so silly, and I know he's not Italian. He's just from Boston. You know who I'm about to say? Mark Wahlberg.
Oh my god! You said from Boston. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. He's
but
like,
I love Mark Wahlberg too much. I do love Marky Mark.
I love Mark Wahlberg.
I love Marky Mark. And I tried, you know what? I wanted to watch Fear recently, but I can't. Because now I'm a mom, and it's creepy to watch a teenage girl with her weird obsessive boyfriend when I have kids that age. I can't watch Fear now.
Did you watch Four Brothers? Bryson and I recently watched that.
I like Four Brothers. I liked it back when I watched it a couple times back when it was newer.
I was like, Bryson, I don't think Marky Mark's acting. I'm pretty sure he came from like a rough ass neighborhood. Like, so he's like reverting back to like
Marky Mark
gangsta shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Not Donnie. Sorry, Donnie. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I do agree with that. I like Marky Mark. People talk shit.
Wahlberg.
I love Mark Wahlberg.
Well, people talk shit about Ben Affleck too, but
they do. I watched Dogma at Easter, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is my favorite Ben Affleck movie. Also, watching Deep Water 2 weeks ago, and then, or I guess maybe it was only like the week before I watched Deep Water, and then I watched Dogma from like the late 90s, early 2000s, and I'm like,
okay, is that the one with J-Lo in it?
Young. No.
He's in a movie with J-Lo.
Yeah.
No idea what it is. I only know it because
back in the day.
It was in worst movie quotes. And J-Lo tells him when she wants to get sexy, she's like, "It's turkey time."
Oh my God!
Who says that?
Oh no, girl.
And then she looks at him and goes, "Gobble, gobble."
Oh,
no! Who the fuck says that?
No!
Yes.
Okay, so Dogma, just for everybody, Dogma, like religious dogma, right? So that's why it's called Dogma. It's a Kevin Smith movie. Mm-hmm. He's the guy that made Jay and Silent Bob. He made the Clerks movies. He made the Mallrats movies. He's like really big in the 90s and 2000s. Mm-hmm. And then he came back with, you know, he made Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back or whatever, like that new one that Corey and I tried to watch and we just couldn't. But anyway, Kevin Smith, it's a Kevin Smith movie. It's got Jay and Silent Bob in it. They're prophets. Chris Rock, he is in it.
I love Chris Rock.
He is the 13th apostle.
Oh my God,
Rufus.
I can't believe I just said that. Please don't cancel me.
I love Chris Rock. Chris Rock's the bomb. And don't cancel me, but he got slapped by Ben Affleck in Dogma before he got slapped at the Academy Awards. Because we were watching Dogma, and like, Ben Affleck, he's an angel. He's a fallen angel in the movie. Matt Damon are fallen angels.
Is Alan Rickman in
that
one? Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's my favorite Alan Rickman movie.
I love
that movie. And Ben Affleck, he's got his wings out and he goes whack and just like straight across the face of Chris Rock.
Is an angel? Is he?
He's a fallen angel. Yeah,
he's Bartleby.
He's Bartleby. Damn. And God is a woman. Alanis Morissette's God.
Oh,
I don't know who took the dogs out, but why? Why are you doing this while we're recording, sir? There's a rule in my house. The dogs aren't to be taken out while we're recording. Sorry, everybody. That's why. So if you heard all that shit, I apologize. Anywho, yes,
I will have to watch that movie.
Like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are some of the main characters, and they are fallen angels, and I love them in that movie so much. But Ben Affleck is in a lot of Kevin Smith movies. Like the reason you know Ben Affleck today is because of Kevin Smith.
Is that why he gets a bad rap?
I don't think so.
Bryson said it's because
Good Will Hunting is why he gets a bad rap. Same with Matt Damon. I don't know why.
I like them both, if I'm being honest.
Critics don't like that movie or something, or maybe people don't like it and critics did. I don't know. But from my knowledge, it's Good Will Hunting is what did them both in to a degree. They're in movies because of Kevin Smith.
I like Ben Affleck. I think he's a handsome motherfucker. I could see him as the sheriff. Actually,
if you guys are watching, you can see whether or not Amber agrees.
he got big too. Like in the 90s, I saw him. He was not as muscular, but in Dark Water, damn.
Well, I mean, he grew up. All men go through.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Like in the, he's like exactly. Like he got the dad bod. Like I remember,
is that what it is? Is that why I'm like, damn?
When Gia was a baby, so Roz was about 2 years old. We went to visit Corey's family, and his stepmom was like, "Oh, you got a dad body now. You're not so skinny anymore." And I was like, "Oh, he does." And like, so that's why I don't mean I don't mean dad body in a bad way. Like people say dad bod and they mean like chunky and hairy and whatever. Mm-hmm. That's not what I mean by dad body. I mean like he's not a boy and he's not like just a young adult anymore. He's a man.
He got that man body.
He's got that man
He
body.
does, dude. Those shoulders though. Like I was looking. But I could see him as the love interest in that movie. As for the angel love, I don't know. I say Mark Wahlberg, but he's not even Italian. He's just got a silly accent.
He's just Boston. I think he's like Irish or something, but it doesn't matter.
When I think Italian, I also think that old ass man. What's his name? Robert De Niro. He's like.
Well, he would have been younger back then, but I still don't like him for Angel Love.
Probably because he's not Italian. I mean, he's Bulgarian, but that Bulgarian guy from Harry Potter. That one guy from Harry Potter 5.
I don't know.
Young, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why, but
Scarface. Is that
Christian
silly?
Slater as Angel Love? With dark hair?
I could see that.
I could actually see that.
The interviewer with the vampire.
Yeah. I could actually see that.
I could see that. Guy's fucking weird looking. In not a bad way. Not in a bad way. In a way that he could play a villain.
Yeah.
Well.
He can. He can play a villain very well. And he can play a good guy very well.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Gleaming the Cube, motherfucker.
He played in that Wind Talkers movie.
If you know that movie, we're friends. Just know that. If you know Gleaming the Cube, we're friends now.
So that would be our cast then. Ben
Affleck as the sheriff?
Oh my god, imagine him with the two different colored eyes. Zam.
Wow.
Zam.
Wow. Yeah. It's gotta be Zam Wow.
I know, right?
Zam Wow.
I used to say damn, and that was my big thing. Then I started reading about chakras, and it's like Zam is one of those things that opens the chakra.
Oh, nice.
So while I'm checking somebody out, I'm gonna open that root chakra as well.
Zam. I can dig it.
Right.
But I like that. I could definitely.
I want to open that throat chakra.
You know what? And if we're replacing that current day Ben Affleck with Aidan Quinn, now Sandra Bullock's a cougar and they look good together.
Damn. Yeah, you are so right. You are so right.
But Christian Slater, he's not younger, so he's great for the Angel Love replacement.
Right,
he's totally right in there. Even if we don't do his hair, I could just see it.
Let's replace
I could see the scene where Angel Love comes up and he the scene where you meet Angel Love and she's like, Angel Love, Angel Love, Angel Love, and all the whispers, and he puts the fucking thing over her eyes.
I'm sorry, I know the soundtrack.
Oh, I can picture Christian Slater doing it, and he's coming up behind her ear, and she's just like, her hands over his. Oh, shit, dog. I can picture it. But I don't think I could recast the aunts. Who would you recast the aunts?
I don't think I could. I really don't. I think they're iconic.
I love them.
I don't think I could recast Nicole Kidman or Sandra Bullock.
I couldn't either. I was trying to
recast the one bitch.
Okay, look. If I recasted Nicole Kidman, it would only be with the girl who was in Teen Witch. And it would only be because she was the teen from Teen Witch. That would be, and she's redheaded, so it would work. But that's the only way I could,
I will say I could recast the bully, that one bitch whose kids as Emma Roberts.
Oh, but see, Emma... She's so young for that one character, but I could recast her because she's the bitch.
You know what, though? I don't think she's that young. I think she's about Nicole Kidman's age. She looks very young. She's older than me.
Really?
Yes.
She does look young.
She looks very
Some
young.
actresses are like that, though. Like Natalie Portman, we were just talking about. She looks super young for her age.
Yeah, she still looks really young.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody watches Bridgerton, but the girl that plays Eloise.
Oh, you met any of these? Oh, yeah. I thought you met in my house.
Well,
sorry.
The girl that plays Eloise, the youngest sister, she's almost 40. Yeah.
Damn.
I had no idea. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God, did I tell you that I know because of my mom watches Bridgerton and I watch Dairy Girls, and there's this one actress that she is the gossip lady from Bridgerton. She's from Dairy Girls, and I love that show.
the redheaded girl?
Yeah. Yeah, she's from Dairy Girls, which is about Ireland during the end of the
Does she have red hair in that one too? She's a great redhead. Yeah, she's blonde in real life.
Yeah.
But she's a good looking redhead.
Oh, yeah. She's so funny in that show. She sells her friends out like nobody's business. She's such a bitch. And so I made the joke like, oh man, she's selling her friends out all over the place.
She's still selling her friends out.
That's how she got the role on Bridgerton. She's so good at it.
Let Lady Whistle down.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, I do love that it's Julia Andrews who is talking for Lady Whistledown.
Oh,
she's
I love
queen.
Julie Andrews. She is a good. She has a great voice.
She's
very good at diction. Speaking. She can speak.
Oh, absolutely. She is the queen of Genovia. Like, she is the queen. Like, I love her. So anyway, practical magic. There's a bunch of different magics you see in.
Is that from
Princess Diaries? She's the grandma. Okay, she's the one with the famous quote. They're like, "You're running late, Your Highness." She's like, "A queen is never late. Everybody else arrives early."
I like her. She's my kind of people. My kind of people.
So there's lots of different magic in practical magic, hence the name practical magic.
Yeah.
Some of it's like real, some of it's not so real.
So they cover real types of magic in Hollywood types of ways.
Oh, absolutely.
Like manifestation.
Oh, I would compare that to like Coven, if you don't mind me, American Horror Story Coven. Yeah. They cover real magic in that show. In a very Hollywood way.
Just like The Craft and Glamours. Yeah, no, totally. They cover real magic in very Hollywood ways. Like, I like the part at the beginning where the rope breaks and you're like, oh, that's so Hollywood. And I'm like, but I love when real magic works that way. That's one of my favorite ways of real magic working. And so, like, it's interesting to me, too, of the ways that different people perceive those things that happen in the movie. Just like when when Jillian makes all of the names change in the tree, it's like, do you really think that somebody could do that?
No.
Could she trick her mind? Could she have fucking fucked with her mind, maybe?
I don't know. Somebody tried to convince me of that 2 years ago. Remember that? Yeah. And I was like, this bitch is crazy.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily believe in that, but like Sandra Bullock, after her first husband dies, and they move in with the aunts, and she's talking to the aunts, but she's like, they can't actually hear her, but they can hear her, right? Does that make sense? Because they're so far away. No, it
absolutely makes sense.
I believe in that. I believe you can make somebody hear you like that.
Oh, I think so. I do. I do believe that. But I do have a question because I think I totally misunderstood that scene. I thought that was a voiceover. Was she actually talking to?
Yeah.
This whole time I thought it was like a
telepathically telling them.
Okay.
There will be no cake for breakfast and none of those fake, none of that bullshit rules. Well, because she didn't want her kids to have that same upbringing. Obviously, she resents the craft. That's kind of part of the point of the movie, right? Yeah, because the aunts go, you can't dabble with magic while turning your nose down or looking down your nose at it, right? Which is 100%
Some people should fucking know, right? Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Check out our past video about mundane magic.
Right, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah!
So one of the more realistic, or I mean, I guess it's all, one of the things, the broom falling, that's my go-to, you know what I mean? Like,
superstition.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the beetle being a superstition as well. Yeah. Now you had, if you don't mind me bringing up the curse, which is that a Nolan's woman will never,
like the curse, but it began with a spell that had bad intentions that soured over time.
Well, and for me, it's I don't know the word. I know it's not algorithm. It's not a synonym. It's not an antonym. I don't know. Right. You know.
Keep saying the thing and I'll give you the word.
It's generational curses put into it's like a different way to describe generational curses. It's a thing, but it's not a real thing. It actually is this.
Okay, it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a metaphor, yeah. Okay. So, or an analogy.
Analogy, yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. Yeah, but I think it is because now that you put it that way, I think about it. The women in my family, oh my gosh, we've got generational curses. Not necessarily like super shitty, but the women in my family, when it comes to relationships, are very hard, very harsh women. And I think that dates all the way back to great grandma working, or like hard and like
and it also can go back to self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because if that's what you expect of life, that's what you're going to get out of life, which is the law of attraction, which they don't actually name it, but it's definitely here in this movie.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Just like they use what's the word? Manifestation in all sorts of different ways, you know? And I agree with the generational curse piece being like, or the curse being an analogy for generational curses.
Right. It doesn't necessarily
it's not just about
have
the
to
love
be
spell itself.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, like I said, the women in my family are very hard. That's because great-great-great-grandmother was very fucking hard on her kids, who were very hard on their kids, who were very hard on them, and so on and so forth. And that's where breaking generational curses are really fucking hard, because this is how family has been forever. Right. And like you mentioned, we're talking about this curse. A love spell's gone wrong. This is what's going to happen.
Well, and
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. And it's like Ben Affleck says at the end, because I'm going with our new cast on just the 2 people we did.
Right.
Oh, 3. The 3. We still have Emma Roberts. She's in there.
Right.
Surprise, bitch!
But she would.
It was so perfect. But as Ben Affleck said, I don't believe in curses, so they can't affect me.
Oh my God, it's so romantic.
It is. Movie. How many times did you read my letter?
Right.
I mean, it was important to the investigation.
Oh my God. It's super romantic. Like, when they're laying down kissing and she's like, one blue eye, one green eye. And she gets up and
then she's like, I called you to me. And he's like, I asked for you too.
Like, my heart breaks every time when he was like, I was born like this.
Like,
and I was like, what do you think? You think he's like, damn, she thinks I'm
fucking weird. She's calling me a freak like they did back in Anastasia.
I know. That's my thought.
Oh my God, they were both made fun of. He was called a freak and she was called a witch. I bet you money.
Damn.
That's why he's like, I was born this way.
Well, and also, like, something they discuss now that I think about it, is loving more than one person, because the only way for her first husband to die was if she truly loved him, and she did, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he was her soulmate.
Right. Well, and okay, so we talk about self-fulfilling prophecies. One thing that I love, that I wrote down at the beginning of the movie, before she meets her first husband, the day she sees him, right? When Jet reveals that she can read minds, and she's telling everybody's business, and like, they're not really fucking happy. Normal is what you make.
Oh my God, I do love that. She's like, that bitch can eat a pound cake in under 5 minutes.
Right. Like, way to call me out. Hear her. Right. You know they can hear her.
Way to call me out.
Right? Oh my God. And it's like, he's cheating on her. You just said it to like everybody in your tiny fucking town. No wonder people are like, witch. Come on,
but I get it though. Shit. Like, I'm not trying to.
For generations, people have been like, witch. So of course you're going to embarrass them when you can read their minds and you know that they can eat a pound cake in under 5 minutes because their husband's fucking his secretary. I would call them out too. No hate. No hate. But in that moment, right? So Jet is trying to make her feel better in one way, and then they start talking about Jillian, and Francis says, well, like, because Sally says, Jillian goes through so many guys. And Frances says, wait until she finds a guy who will go through her. And then you meet Jemmy Angelou. I'm sorry, but that was Frances speaking shit into existence. Amber believes in speaking things into existence. Well, and you mentioned... And that was speaking it into existence. Exactly. Granted, it was also probably foreshadowing for the movie. Right, foreshadowing. But from a magical perspective... That was speaking things into existence. You talk about a man who can go through her, and then she's obsessed with a serial killer? That's not a coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidence. So, like... But you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So, like, you talk about how, like, she's outing all these people, and I have to say I do believe in that, because as as an empath in a non-ironic, make fun of meme sort of way, but a legit way, as an empath, I can pick up on a lot of shit like that. Absolutely. So, like, if I'm hanging out with someone and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry your man's cheating on you. Like, I'm not saying, like, I know, but I got a pretty good
My sense of propriety will not allow me to say that to anybody that's not.
I would never say that out loud.
Oh, okay. I thought like because Jet was saying it out loud.
No.
I thought you meant saying it out loud.
But okay. I think that's because my intuition on that type of thing. Yeah. Well, that and also with the practice of the cards, that's the shit you pull, and it's not necessarily on purpose. Like I'm listening in, though I have done that a couple times. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I think it's just something that has been practiced over the years because of my work with the cards. But I'm really good at reading people like,
oh yeah,
you know, I don't know how to explain it.
I get what you mean. Right. I don't know if I can explain it either to somebody who doesn't.
Right.
But if you get it, you get it. If you know, you know.
Right, like it's weird. It's like I just know. I don't know how to.
I just know. Yeah, like just like you.
I mean, I don't know if somebody can eat a pound cake under 5 minutes.
You know, you just know when they're giving you the truth. You just know when they're hiding the truth, and you just know when they're flat out lying. Does that make sense?
Right, and then you can like, I don't know.
And you can pick up on the in between.
Two people having a conversation, and it's like, oh, he's lying.
Oh, absolutely.
How are you so blind to him lying right now? I say that as I'm sure that I myself am the blind person. Yeah. But when it's other people, I know. You know what I mean? Like it's like
you know, right.
Right.
If you know, you know. No, but that's a good point.
Like, or not that I listen to other people's conversations, but other people's interactions.
Right. No, exactly. No, I mean you can't. If you're going to be open, you can't also simultaneously shut yourself off just to other people.
Right, exactly.
If you're open, you're open. You can't, I mean, you can control it, yes.
Right.
But you're open to all these messages. You're going to pick up these other messages too.
And if I think somebody's lying to me, it's really easy to like just, you know what I mean? Like, you're fucking lying. I've seen Sherlock.
Like, let us be clear. I might let you get away with lying to me, but I full well fucking know you're lying to me.
Right, exactly.
My peace is just, I will keep my own peace, but I now know that you're lying to me and you're no longer in my trusted circle.
Exactly. Well, and it's also like, I know when you feel something, but you're lying about how you feel.
Yeah.
Just be fucking honest about how you feel.
Be honest with yourself.
I don't feel that way. I don't know why you're just projecting. Yeah. And it's like, I'm a witch.
No, I'm not.
Like, I'm a witch.
I can pick up. Like when my peaceful ocean becomes a fucking tempest,
right?
Let me tell you, I know that there's something going on.
So I would say that is a realistic part of the
absolutely.
Maybe not knowing somebody can eat a pound cake in under 5 minutes.
I believe
exactly.
If you're able to read thoughts though, and she's literally thinking like, how embarrassing, I can eat a pound cake in under 5 minutes, or I need to walk because I ate a pound cake in under 5 minutes, then now Jet knows she can eat a pound cake in under 5 minutes, even though she was just thinking about the fact that this walk is good for me.
Right.
Because little does anybody else know, except for Aunt Jet over there.
Right,
you know?
Right.
But I don't know, like, I believe in, I totally believe in, just like when we were talking about deer, and lo and behold, there were deer on the side of the road that night.
And they were so beautiful.
They were. But again, I believe in speaking things into existence. So I believe 100% when Frances said, she'll wait till there's a man that goes through her. She spoke that shit into existence, and then boom, Jillian meets Angela.
I'm sorry, the song that played. But something else that's very realistic and practical magic, and I know this is going to sound very stereotypical, so if you're still with us after all this shit that we've just been through, this crazy shit, people, when you are a witch, specifically in a not very pagan populated area, most of the people that I know are not pagan. And they're people that I grew up with because I never left because I just didn't. Anyway, so they're the people that I grew up with. They're the adults I grew up with who were adults when I was a child, and then they're the kids I went to school with, and you would be fucking amazed at the amount of people that will message you and they will ask for love readings. And love spells.
Am I going to get pregnant this month?
Spells. They will message you. This is true, okay? It sounds very stereotypical, like, small town witch. They will message you asking for a fucking love spell, and then go on Facebook and say, tarot is of the devil, and all this shit is of the devil, but they be sneaking to your fucking door.
Just like the lady at the beginning of the movie. I wouldn't be in this house otherwise. You know? Like, you're a fucking hypocrite.
Oh, absolutely.
You want what we can give you.
Exactly.
But since you bring that up, I'm just going to say this movie tells everybody that love spells are bad. Just like The Craft, if you didn't pick up on it yet. Love spells are bad.
Oh, they didn't even show half of it in the movie. In the book,
well, I think The Craft shows what Practical Magic doesn't show.
Right, like in Practical Magic, the book, this woman that they do finally, give her the love spell for a certain price. Now, I will say,
the price of that poor pigeon.
Me personally, as a witch, it doesn't matter how much money someone gives me. I'm probably not going to cast a serious love spell for you.
No.
You know what I mean? But not all witches are the same. Not everybody follows that. She gets exactly what she wanted. The man becomes obsessive. He leaves his wife. They get married, but he becomes obsessive, abusively obsessive, so much so that he quits his job. And in the book, it's talked about how she works at a diner, so all he does all day is sits at the diner. She cannot rid herself of him.
Just so like she wanted.
So, she can't talk anymore. I don't know what happened. I can't remember if she got her tongue ripped out or if something happened to where she loses her voice. So, while she's being stalked from this guy, she can't even ask for help.
I mean, she got what she asked for. She literally said, I want him to not be able to stop thinking about me. I want him to be obsessed with me. I want him to want me. And she got exactly what she asked for, which is why love spells are bad, guys. Because you usually say things like that when you're casting a love spell.
Because you're desperate and you're not thinking.
Exactly. Right. But also, love spells go awry. Like the aunts, they do the love spell for Sally because they don't think that she'll ever really fall in love with the guy.
Right.
They think it's all going to be magically bound. And so it's okay to do this love spell. And then it backfires and Sally winds up heartbroken anyway. And then Sally does her love spell when she's a child, which honestly, I have to say, I think that childhood manifestation is some of the most powerful manifestation from the standpoint of you are so much more innocent and you are more connected to the other world at that point because I do believe in reincarnation, right? Because, like, if I'm just going to talk about the movie, okay? I'm not saying whether or not I believe this part, but she does a spell after she learns about the family curse, right? And she sees that woman in her aunt's parlor who's just desperate for this man to love her. And she's like, I don't ever want to fall in love, so I'm going to create a love spell for myself for somebody who doesn't exist. And it's like she asks for somebody with one green eye, one blue. His favorite shape is a star. This, that, and the other. And she's like picking herbs out of the fucking herb room the whole time. It's such a cool scene, right? And then she goes out and the petals all float up into the moonlight, which is a cool scene too. But later, Ben Affleck with the blue eye and the green eye comes into her life, right?
Right. So basically, the theme is that you never know how a love spell in particular is going to manifest. You never know
how it's going to manifest. And also, be careful what you wish for, because what you want now when you're a 10-year-old child might manifest when you're in your 30s or 40s. Like, seriously, I say childhood manifestation is some of the most powerful because everything that I said as a child I wanted in life, I have now attained, even though some of those things I no longer wanted.
I get that.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Right.
And when you're a child, you're not very specific. So all those things that I asked for that I got, I wasn't specific about because I was a child. But it's a very powerful time in your life. And I just I don't know if practical magic meant to do that or not, but that's how I take that part of the movie is like, her childhood manifestation is so powerful that it carries through till her 30s. And there is this person who is so drawn to her, and he fits the fucking bill for her spell. which is why, like you mentioned earlier, they're making out, and she's like, one green eye, one blue, and then she leaves. And he's like, oh shit, was that me? And it's like, no, she scared herself because her spell came true.
Right.
The spell from her childhood. Which again, love spells go awry, whether you're a child or not.
Right. Well, any spell can go awry.
Any spell can go awry, yes, absolutely. But love spells, like, it's like that meme that's like, never start a marriage with a kidnapping. And it's like how I feel advising baby witches against love spells.
Have you ever done a love spell?
I've never done not that kind of love spell. Like, I created a love spell to strengthen my relationship with my husband. That is a mutual, we both know what it is going into consuming it, potion. But I've never done a love spell like, you know, outside of like the divination we mentioned in our Magic in the Mundane episode, where you like, does he love, like, he loves me not picking flower petals, or the things you do as a kid, you know, like where you learn about whatever letter you see is going to be the name of your whatever. And if you remember, I'm sorry, we were all fucking witches in the 90s. We were all doing that little MASH thing where you have the papers and this many and this many, and this is your life when you get older. You know,
I have
never
cast
did.
a love spell once, many years ago, before I met my husband. The pink candle that I used burned down on one side and not the other. And that guy was a total dick. And
that's a one-sided love.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Guy was a total dick, and I actually got a message from him after I was married, wanting to meet up, and I had to block him.
Dudes be trolling.
No, I think it's I do think it's because of the love spell. I think
he was
coming back, and I'm like, oh, look,
no,
get right down on the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, don't do a love spell, because that was.
Yeah. But some of the real, okay, so let's get back to
We got a new subscriber!
Sorry. Some of the love spells, some of the real magic, right? We can move away from the love spells, but they use herbs a lot, like mugwort poultice for the black eye, which is totally
they use herbs in food for their intention. Like, we talk about that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Here,
and, like, that syrup that they make for the banishing.
First of all, I bet it tasted fucking good.
Right?
Fuck. Like,
also, improvisation. They use improvisation all the time, which I love that they show people.
Oh,
you can improvise in witchcraft, like when they're doing the necromancy and they use the whipped cream as the star.
Yes.
Fucking love that.
Well, and I love how inclusive the movie is as well. While being born a witch is so powerful, you don't have to be born a witch to harvest the power of magic.
Right.
I mean, literally all of her friends, or whatever you want to call them, come and help her. And then the aunt literally says there's a little witch in all of us.
Exactly.
You know, I believe that personally. I think anybody can not to sound all oh my god, I hope I didn't say whose name during this, but not to sound all Harry Potter-y, but I do think anyone could, I think everyone has magic. I think anyone could practice if
absolutely
they wanted to. I think everybody has a gift. It just depends.
You have to choose to open it.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I do.
Or, well, some people don't choose to open it, but you have to choose to use it once it's open.
Yes.
But if you want to harness it, you have to choose to open it to get there.
Yes.
I saw something in my notes that I wanted to mention. The fuck did you just said some things? What was it in my head?
Was it a ring around the moon?
Oh, you said they were all inclusive.
Yes.
Now, I will say, they do not kind of include men at all.
Oh, they do not, do they?
No, they really don't. So, males, any of our male listeners that are practitioners, like, we are not trying to discount
Well, and that's not...
We just mean, like, I bring up the women thing because, like, when they need the circle at the end, right? It's this many women. Right. 9 women, 12 is better.
Right.
We need women.
It's
so I just don't want men to be like, I've seen that movie and they don't include me. So we're including you guys.
So check us
witches.
out. Check us out in the future because we have one of my maternity leave episodes. We have a whole episode.
Yeah, this summer we'll
about
have
this
episode.
With a male witch.
Yes.
So one of the things that he mentions, spoiler alert, is
we have
men have been there. The whole point of witchcraft is balance, right? So they have been kind of grafted into this, like, toxic masculinity, don't accept your femininity or whatever. So, like, when you hear witch, a lot of people think feminine energy. And, like you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do.
I hope you do.
Yeah, you guys will need to check out the full, because there's an entire whole conversation that goes around that. But I know what you're talking about, because it's that balance. And it's just like a female witch can't be completely feminine. You have to have some masculine aspect. You've got to have that balance.
Right, and for so long, men have been like, X-Men, and... You know, like...
Well, it's for so long, society has said, this is what this needs to be. This is what this needs to be. And it has changed over the years, because he and I are about the same age, and we grew up in the 80s. And anyway, like, there's a whole thing. Like, just stick with us and check it out in July. Okay? Stick with us. Check it out July, August-ish. Like, because that, like, if I keep, like, it's gonna, but it's all about balance. That's a good point, like he brought up. It's all about balance. And also there's a little bit of bias in the craft toward women, as far as being practitioners versus males. Well, again, our male listeners, we want you to feel included. So,
and for the most part, like, the craft is known as a goddess worship. Even though a lot of people, you know, do the goddess and the god, it has that stereotype of, like, goddess worship, and therefore females are, you know, it's like a huge thing.
Yeah, there's a whole lot. I mean, the more modern day, for sure, definitely revolves around it being goddess worship.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whereas, like, you know, anyway, because, I mean, when you think about it, like, Zeus, he was the head. He was a guy. Odin, he was the head. He was a guy.
Right.
Perun,
I'm specifically speaking modern witchcraft.
Yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, so it is all very, the divine feminine is brought up a lot. So, again, we want you guys to feel included, even though it all is, you know, with the inclusion of practical magic, it was very much feminine. There's not really, the only male characters are the really bad guy and the two love interests. Are there any other male, like, main characters? I can't think of. Yeah. So, like, men very much have
Hey, there's only, like, two female characters in Lord of the Rings, so... I mean, there's a few, but they never talk to each other. And they're barely in it. So...
I just meant from the inclusivity standpoint, that's all. Like, just so our male, because we have a lot of male listeners, so I just want them to feel included in that. You know, and like you brought up, in the craft, males do feel like they're not as included. But, so, like, the herb use, though, they use it in the food, they use it for topical stuff. They do, when they're doing the necromancy, they even sage and burn sweetgrass, too. They use herbs in every way, and they grow their own herbs, as you can see from their fucking amazing goals room of the herb cabinet. Like, literally, love that room. Like, if you could take a walk through that room, how long would it take you?
I want a room like that.
I know.
I want one so bad. They also use circle and stars for protection, which are actual magical protective.
Yeah. And they're the aunts before they leave, when they leave.
I love that. I just noticed it. Yes.
They gave the ropes for protection.
Which I think is a beautiful, like, ancestral protection. That's awesome.
Like, yeah, so, like, I definitely was like, that is like through and through the craft that people would practice to
Oh,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Through and through away. I will say, from the hokey standpoint, one of my favorite hokey magical things that they do is the toaster. And the blender with the midnight margaritas when it's time for the midnight margaritas. But speaking of midnight margaritas, they get cursed tequila. Do you think do you think that you could actually serve someone a curse to drink, and then, like, because, you know, they get the tequila and then they all get drunk on it, and then they say horrible things to each other?
The way that it's done in the movie, I absolutely think it's possible, because the cursed the cursed tequila has belladonna in it, which means it is drugged. It's his with belladonna.
Oh, so I didn't think about it with having belladonna.
So I do think so. I think if you were willing to...
That was the other herb use. Belladonna for a sedative because he wanted too much lovin'.
I think because it almost gives a drunk effect. As a matter of fact, there's somebody in Springfield, I would never do this, but there's somebody in Springfield who sells belladonna dosed chocolate truffles.
Did I see that on Facebook?
Yeah, maybe. And mugwort dosed chocolate truffles. Now you have to dose everything very carefully. Belladonna can give a sort of...
Belladonna can kill you guys.
Oh,
just
no,
FYI.
absolutely.
No, just for anybody who didn't know.
Probably only eat one. Or don't eat it at all.
Right.
At all. Like, disclaimer, don't.
Yeah.
Don't. But it's before you die, or before it reaches a toxic dose, it gives a very, like, drunkard sort of, like... I believe it was also used as a truth serum at some point.
Yeah, no, and I mean that's exactly how it's used in this movie.
So
it's a truth serum. They say the things to each other they would never say, but they're always thinking.
So, do I think you could hex someone and then it end up like that? With the right herbs. I'm not recommending that.
I did not think of it as having the belladonna in it. Mm-hmm. So from that standpoint, it's much different. And yes, because from the standpoint of the belladonna itself, it could totally make them react with the truth serum piece. Whereas I was just thinking that it is a conjured bottle by the half-dead Jimmy Angelou that left it on the porch to fuck with them, which is why, the aunts are singing the song.
I think...
Because he's definitely involved with the curse that's in the bottle. Because... why else would the aunts be singing?
Oh, absolutely, because he brought the bottle, like
right.
Okay, so
I never thought of having the belladonna.
Let's let Maddie get a little dark, okay?
I would eat the belladonna chocolate, guys.
I would not.
I would.
Maybe you can eat the mugwort one. I mean, I would rather
eat them both, but not together.
So let's let Maddie get a little dark. If you're asking if I think that if you were to serve someone a curse or a truth serum, I think it all depends on the witch. If you don't want to, drug someone, I think it's going to have a lot to do with, here, let's have some tea, let's talk. Did you know this? Oh my God, did you hear that? You know what I mean? And
that
then
reminds me of straight up out of Sabrina.
Right, like they're just talking and they're just talking. It's not necessary. I think...
No, they do that twice in Sabrina. 2 different things. One, she kills her, but...
No, like not like even if you just serve peppermint and like I'm going on intention alone. It's all about how you manifest
get the information.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like I think you could manifest that, but I also think it's possible to do via drugging someone. I guess I don't know. You know what I mean? Like or like if you want someone to open up. Again, this is not something I practice, so
right, yeah, we're just talking.
Right,
this isn't. If you
we're
talking about the magic from the movie. It's not necessarily anything we necessarily believe in. We're just discussing the magic they present in the movie.
If I had to, if I had somebody come over and I had issues with them, I guess I would probably serve like a lavender tea because it's very relaxing, it's very opening. And then I just strike up a conversation. And then I think the real magic comes from what you say and the manifestation and how they react to that energy. Again, I don't see myself ever doing something like that because to me that's very manipulative magic.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's totally manipulative magic.
Yes.
But to answer your question, I do think it's totally possible. It just depends on the witch.
Well, and I guess in this case, because Jimmy's not technically present unless his spirit's there and they just don't know it. So... in this case, it's specifically just, you're not in, outside of presenting the item to consume. You're not involved. Do you think it's possible without drugs? Because I hadn't thought about the belladonna being involved when I
with
thought
it
of the
just
question.
being full intention alone.
It's just cursed. This is cursed. True. This is cursed to make you guys get at each other's throats.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's doable. I think maybe not necessarily so much in a truth serum because again, I think that has a lot
when
more
you throw the belladonna in as the truth serum, it 100% sells itself. But when I wasn't thinking about the belladonna being in there, I wasn't thinking about his liquor that she had drugged. I was thinking about his favorite liquor, that's why it was that bottle of liquor.
I do think, like, if you were going to make a tea for someone and they pissed you off and you wanted them to fight amongst each other and you put that intention into it, you know what I do? I do think that would...
I actually do too. I mean, I do. I really do. I was just like, for the conversation piece, I was bringing
right. I hope I didn't, like, babble, but, I had to explain, like, there's many different ways
absolutely.
how that would work.
Right, yeah. No, I get it, because I'm with you on everything, and, you know, again, from the standpoint of just the item itself being cursed, without the drugging or you being involved. But I
you could serve somebody...
I believe that you can. I believe you can pour negative... I mean, so I had read this thing, like I've told you in the past, and I think I even mentioned it on our first spiritual journey episode. When I eat food that's like fast food or prepared by others, I don't feel as nourished as I do when I make...
Their energy is in it.
Their energy is in it. And I even like saw a meme just the other day about like, y'all, you know, you're eating food made by people that hate their jobs and you're expecting your life to get better. I was like, damn, that's a really good point.
I had a really weird experience. There's no hate towards this person. I don't think they listen. I don't think there was any ill intention, but I can see where this would be kind of strange, where I went to somebody's house for dinner and they were practitioners and we didn't necessarily get... It's not that we didn't get along, we didn't know each other. I knew what one person had said about this person versus... And their significant other held up a fork of spaghetti and was like, here, try this. And I tried it, and now I think about it, I'm like, that's unusual.
That's really unusual.
That's very unusual.
I don't know. Well, I guess it depends. It depends on the level. It depends on the level of familiarity, and it sounds like you weren't that familiar, which is where it's unusual.
I've never met that person in my life.
If my husband, like, let me tell you, if my husband meets one of my friends for the first time and then tries to feed her, we're fighting after the friend leaves. Like,
unless there was an intention behind
unless there was
it,
an
knew what the intention
right,
was.
Right. But if my, like, because otherwise that's fucking weird.
Thank you. Okay, because like
that's weird. What do you guys think? If your spouse or partner offers to feed one of your friends first time they're meeting them by hand, what are your thoughts? Because my thought is, we fucking fighting. We fighting because obviously you're hot for my friend because unless she had put him up to it, but
and she knew.
Yeah, because again, like it's weird either way for a person you don't know.
I can't believe I've never
offer
told
to feed
you that story.
No.
Oh, it was so strange, and I know it had to have been magically inclined.
I mean, because that's weird. Otherwise, that man has no boundaries whatsoever. And she knows it, and that's why she wasn't like,
I feel really bad because please don't, if they are listening, don't think I'm talking shit. I'm not. I just find that, found that very unusual, and I didn't know how to bring that up.
I'm not talking shit. I just think that's weird, y'all.
Yeah. So I feel like...
Weird, y'all. I don't know. I just think that's weird. Like,
what have I been hit with the truth serum? I'm like, oh my God.
Well, because like there's one episode of Sabrina, the ones on Netflix, where they feed like a truth serum cake, essentially. Like the cake is to sweeten the tongue so that you answer the questions.
I would do that.
And then there's another one where she serves her cake.
Maybe not dosage.
She's saying she serves cookies and tea, and while they're tea and talking, and she's getting the information she wants out, but the cookies are poisoned.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. So at
the end of the conversation, after she admits everything, she dies.
I have definitely done a honey
And it's
spell.
Hilda, and I love Hilda. And like Hilda.
Is this the new one?
The new one.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't expect it from Hilda. Yeah, no, it's
like,
the
this
Netflix
did not
Sabrina.
happen with the old one.
No, it's the Netflix Sabrina.
The honey spell to sweeten the tongue.
Exactly.
Oh, I would absolutely do that. As a matter of fact, I have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, but, and I mean, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, it's different ways of looking at things. It was necessary.
It was not a shitty situation. It was more like to sweeten a situation where people were fighting. And I think that's good intentions. I don't think that's shitty intentions. I'm going to give away all my trade secrets. Let's, change this shit.
Yeah, we can get off the kitchen witchery now.
Because I am a kitchen witch, so this is my...
Right, yeah, so... one of the things that I really like is how they seem to have different powers, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like Jillian can't read other people's minds, but she can make shit happen with her mind.
Right.
Whereas Jet seems to be able to do both things, and and Sally seems to only be able to read minds. But then Kylie, Sally's redheaded daughter, can see Jimmy Angelove in the roses.
Right.
But both of the grown women can't.
Right.
Which I never really, until watching it from the standpoint of looking for the different magics, I was like, shit, they all have different abilities. And then Frances, you don't really, I think it's like, I feel like Frances is the one, like, so Stalker Channing from Grease, I think she's the aunt that does, like, the kitchen witchery and uses the herbs and all that. Whereas Jet, the redheaded Aunt Diane Weist, she's the one that can read people's minds and make shit happen, like pop the toast up and make the blender happen. But everybody has different talents in the family. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah, and I believe that's a thing.
So I think it is too, but I like how they addressed it, and I like the way that it plays out, because they don't actually address it.
No.
Other than, like, when Jillian is asking when they're children if, like, about her powers, because Sally's so powerful when they're kids, and then, like, they're like, you'll find your power later, and I was like, haha, foreshadowing, because later they say her power is between her legs, because she's a slut.
It is true, though. It is. I mean, it is, honestly, I would say the power of, like...
that's a feminine power, period, though.
Right.
Look at it that way.
Like, absolutely. I mean, not to quote Game of Thrones like I do often, but I'm pretty sure Cersei Lannister tells Sansa the best power is not your tears. It's the thing between your legs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, women have had to live like that for a very long time.
Yep. And I mean, like, let's be clear. It's a societal thing, but it varies from person to person, because, like, I can't withhold. My husband can withhold. He's like, I can wait longer than you can. Motherfucker, I have the power between my legs with other people, but not in my marriage, because I'm the weaker individual there.
We got the Empress reverse.
Oh my God, that's so funny. No, you know, one of my cards out of my deck that's missing
is the Empress.
Well, it's Mother Earth in the Green Witch deck, but yeah, it's the Empress.
You're gonna find it. It's gonna be reversed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I gotta find my own sexual power now.
So I'm curious first of all, who loves practical magic?
Right? Don't tell us if you don't, but do tell us if you do.
Right.
Who loves the soundtrack? One more night I'd like to lie.
Oh my gosh, I love this kiss. I feel like every time you said Michael or Angelove, I've been like, Michael, that's not his fucking name.
That's Michelangelo.
Right.
And he's an artist. Props to the Sistine Chapel, baby.
Right. Every time you've done it, I've been like, is this real?
Right? I know, but like, all throughout, I've got the Fleetwood Mac one going in the head.
Also, there's that one, like, you were always on my mind. Yeah.
That's not my favorite, because Angelove. It's when he's trying to kill her. Right. You know? He's like, I'm very into sisters tonight. Ew, gross. No girl wants to hear that.
Wow, that is not cool.
If you're a girl that wants to hear that, I didn't mean to be offensive. Also, I just gotta throw out, I wore my tiger's eye. Yay! And the properties that they use for the tiger's eye, totally for real. Emotional balance, protection. So, I mean, they do use real magic. They do. They use
real magic in a Hollywood manner. Just like, I love American Horror Story Coven. We should do an episode on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you don't like The Craft, but I watched Twilight, so we're going to do The Craft.
I watched Twilight. I know.
I watched that horrible series for you. So, we're going to do The Craft.
I know.
Yeah. But yes, we should totally do an episode on The Craft. This isn't an every week or every month thing, guys. This is just adding to our regular repertoire. We thought it would be fun since apparently people do like our pop culture. We thought it would be great to mix the magic and the pop culture into an episode.
Also, Maddie's going to be going on maternity leave soon.
Yeah.
10 weeks. 10 weeks. I'm scared. I mean, oh my God. I forgot. Like, not to talk about this for a minute, but no. I forgot everything that could go wrong with a newborn. Like, now I'm like, oh my
Don't
God.
think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't think about
There's
it.
like suffocation.
Look, I didn't.
I'm like, oh my
here's
God.
the thing. Because I truly believe about the law of attraction and the power of speaking things into existence. When mine were little, I had to put all of that shit out of my head.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had to not think about any of it. And
Ryan kicked me. He's like, don't think about it.
yeah,
you know
we're on the same. Like, your boys get me.
Well, like one of
Theo and I wake up at the same time of the night.
One of my fears right now is Theodore, my sweet, gentle son. I love him. He'll be 1.5 years when I have Orion.
No, I know. See, that's what I thought you were afraid of.
Oh,
And
well,
that's
I'm
the
scared of
natural
that.
fear.
But also,
It's getting used to having two and dealing with that.
I'm scared of that, but Theodore's gotten to a stage where he's like, oh, here's a blankie, Mommy, and he'll cover me up with a blankie because I'm cold. You can't cover up your baby brother. No, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, oh, God.
Yep, no.
Newborns are fun to cuddle. They're not fun to, like,
keep alive.
Have.
Yeah, keep alive. You're responsible in every way for keeping it alive.
Dude, it's a slug. They can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. You are literally responsible for keeping it alive. Like, that's the whole job. The whole job.
So scary. It is.
Also, guys, if you think we missed some magic from Practical Magic, like, I could show you my notes. We wrote it all down.
Right.
We're just covering what came out naturally in conversation.
Right, exactly.
So, if you feel like we missed anything, just go watch Practical Magic, and we probably will too later, too. So, it's like we'll be watching together.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes.
We actually have a goal for this month, because we're putting this out next week, right? Yes.
We're putting this out next week, which is still going to be April.
Okay, so we have a goal for May.
Yeah, we want to get like 7 to 12 more followers within the next 5.5 weeks.
Right. So help us reach our goal by subscribing.
If you're enjoying and haven't,
like and subscribe, comment what you think. We're also on Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot.
Yeah, and let us know any of your thoughts on Practical Magic on Twitter at Classiest Witches. Also, you can see like all of our fun interactions, and you can check out lots of other indie podcasts that we like to listen to. You'll hear one of their promos at the end of this. Actually, you're going to hear two, because we're squeezing an extra one in for somebody who's got a thing coming up in May that they asked if like anybody could get their promos out before like May 3rd or something, and I was like, we've got like 4 episodes, so sure, I'll squeeze it in on all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so cool.
Support.
Check them out. I think it's a true crime thing, so if you're not into true crime, you know, what else. But yeah, like definitely check us out on the different platforms. Melissa, thank you for helping us to make a better show. We love
Thank you, Melissa.
Yes, we love to know that you're using the bumper sticker.
Right.
Yeah, like Witches Talking Tarot bumper sticker and keychains are out there. That's awesome. Thanks for being our patron. If you want to check out what we offer to our patrons, the link will be in the description. Yeah.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for sitting with us for a spell.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.